You know, he was one of the guys that no matter what happened, he had a smile that was capable of just making your day just that much better. And he always came to practice. He always came with a smile, and he always left with one. He's a guy you always wanted to hang around with. He got it definitely from his family, you can tell. And I guess it was fun as I look back on it to see how he was the smallest kid you'd ever seen when he came in 7th grade and joined our team. And then he progressed into a starter on Ohio State's team as a freshman. And I have no doubt in my mind that if he would still be with us today, that he'd be playing in the MLS. Yeah, he had just that winner's mentality. He always wanted to win. He was athletic. He was good on the ball. He was a good defender. He read the ball really well, and he was just one of the. He progressed more than I'd ever seen anyone ever progress before. There's one time I remember before. I think we're both determining where we were going to college. It was in the winter time, I think before our senior year. We're practicing up at an indoor facility in Columbus, and we were just doing one-on-one drills, and a lot of guys were just going 50, 75%, and Connor and I were matched up against one another, and we were slamming each other against the boards and slide tackling one another, and just beating each other up. And then I was like, okay, it's this guy's gonna be good, and he has the same mentality that I have. We played Ohio State, I want to say about a month after he passed. But I remember he and I didn't keep in contact. We talked once or twice when we went to our respective colleges, and then he called me twice right before he passed, just to say what's up and talk. So it was pretty cool that happened. Back then, what's a 35-minute drive to Granville? That seemed like an overnight trip. It was so far. But no, we take turns staying in each other's houses. I remember watching the '98 World Cup at his place. We'd always watch it over there. And then I remember we were playing at my parents' old house. We were playing street baseball, and he knocked a shutter off one of my neighbors' houses. And that's the first time I probably said that. So I'm sorry, old neighbors. I was glad that he chose to go Ohio State out of the places he was going, because it was probably the toughest challenge he would have had. But I had no doubt in my mind that he shouldn't have started right away. I knew he was capable. I thought he was one of the better players I had grown up playing with. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those conversations that you wouldn't remember if it wouldn't happen, but then looking back on it, I'm like, he was just calling to say what's up and kind of reassure me, because he was as friends went, he was one of the better friends that I had. He was one of the guys that you always wanted to hang out with. You always wanted to be around him. So he was calling to be like, I'm gonna be all right, and I was glad that I got to do that. It's probably around 11:30 at night, and I got a call from my parents, and it's really weird for your parents to call you that late at night. So the first thought in my mind is like, oh, that's the first thing that happens. Like, oh, somehow my grandparents. So my parents were crying, so I was like, yeah, it probably was. And then I remember it was, I think it was my mom that said one of your friends passed away, and then all of a sudden, that just split second before they tell you, everybody pops in your head, and you're like, and then when they said Connor's name, it was just like, just completely lost it, and just spent the rest of the night kind of relishing in those memories and being pretty upset. So until, unfortunately enough, all of our teammates and everything they were able to come back for the services and everything, and it was just great. The reception there was unbelievable. It was pretty emotional. Actually, that Thursday after it happened, Ohio State women played Indiana, so that was pretty emotional. They were all wearing Connor Senn armbands, and the coach gave me one, and that was the only assist I had in my freshman year. So actually, the only assist until my senior year. I remember just having like sort of this overwhelming feeling. I had no idea what it was at the time, but when I played, when I saw Ohio State out there on the field, like the day after it happened, it was pretty unbelievable. I remember we played Penn State that Saturday and then left home for the funeral that Sunday. I have a couple remnants around my house, like a jersey with his name on it. I have my sister built something her senior year of high school in memory of him, and have a couple tattoos in memory of him. So I try to, it's just to be a constant reminder of never forget where you came from, because those are guys, and a guy that, you know, if he were here, you know, would do anything to be in this position. So it kind of humbles me and kind of makes you know that any moment can be your last. You know, it sounds pretty cliche to say that, but in that case it was. You know, he died playing what we both love to do, and it's always a blessing when I'm able to hang out with his father and or see his family. I saw his brother when I was out playing the Rapids this past year. That was amazing. So you know, it's good to keep those relationships going on and remember him that way. He'd probably just smile about it, you know. He'd probably and say some sort of joke about it. He always had a joke. And then, you know, we were fortunate enough to get it fully endowed. I mean, the support for it's been amazing, not only from the team and the organization in Ohio State, but from the donors and the people coming to the game. It's been great, and now all the benefits are going to go towards. I think Lance is choosing wherever the money's going to go to. I think we've thrown around, you know, testing for the actual the heart palpitations or whatever that was the cause of it. You know, whether or not that'll help or not, we're still doing some research, or and something else that let his name live on, and something beneficial to athletes. And you know, for every sad moment that happens, that God has something else that He has something that'll benefit a lot more people. And I think it was as tragic as it was that it happened to Connor. I think if there's any way that this Connor Senn game and the memorial that's found in his name, if there's any way that can help prevent one or two people from that happening too, then I mean, I think Connor would be happy with that. I think Lance and Margaret would be happy with that, and everyone who's ever donated would be happy as well.